Catching the rain morning every day. Every morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adelaide's Jodie and Hazy on Nova.
Well, Hazy, I think over the journey, my kids have been on the sliding scale of mortification with their mother in terms of embarrassment.
I'll tell you what, they've seen some stuff. And if they're to write an autobiography,
Yes.
that's when you need to move.
Yeah.
Not interstate. You need to move to another country.
To another galaxy.
Yeah.
Okay, the scene of said height of mortification happened at Coles. Of course. Where else would it happen?
Yeah.
So we moseyed on down to the shops, and I, to my absolute delight, discovered that Coles have a Flybuys deal at the moment where you can buy a Smeg knife block and all the different knives with your points, and I was so excited.
Oh, my gosh. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
That's really good news.
Thank you. I've been in the market for a knife block.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing.
Yes, that's okay. And so I was bending over to try and find a black knife block at the bottom. So picture me in Coles, bent over as far as you can bend, as Summer was off looking for all her gluten-free gear. She walked past me and she goes, "Mum! You've split your pants!"
So hang on, let's just paint a visual here. You've got a pair of split pants and you're in full, as aggressive as it gets, bent over mode. That's good. That's confronting even when I imagine it, let alone seeing it in the flesh.
But they weren't pants either. They were shorts, and oh my God. You know that old expression, they were split from a-hole to you-know-what?
Right.
They were.
Yeah.
They really were. And
How could you not feel that?
well, I didn't until I did. So then I started to feel around. I went, oh my God, Summer, how long's that been like that? She's like, I don't know. I don't know.
with tears streaming down her face. I don't know anything anymore.
I don't know what's real. I don't know what's fake. And so I'm madly pulling my T-shirt down like that as I'm grabbing my knife block and all the accompanying knives that I can buy on points, and I'm struggling out of Coles. And I looked at her in the car, and she just looked at me and she goes, "Oh my God, Mum, there's been some moments, but that's probably the worst."
Can you say which Coles it was?
It was the Avenues. I'm always at the Avenues.
You can never go back there ever again.
Well, I have to, because I've got to redeem my points to get my knives.
There she is.
Did she take to her own shorts with those knives?
Oh my God. Everyone's painting a picture right now, and do with it what you want. But yeah, we're all in the same boat now as you are.
Well, there are photos. So when I got home, my husband thought it was hilarious. So he took a couple of photos of me at the fridge with my said split. And I said, "Oh, send me those." He goes, Don't you dare send them to Nova. Don't you dare. They'll put them on the socials." And I was like, "No, they won't if I tell them not to." He goes, "They want the clicks."
Are you saying that if people go to @Jodie and Hazy right now on Instagram, it might be up there? Let's talk exercise, Jones.
Okay, well, this is an interesting one. This was on the project. Packing your weekly exercise into 2 days is as good as spreading it out, a new study has shown. So weekend exercise warriors rejoice, particularly those people that don't get time to exercise during the week. It doesn't matter, because the study found as long as participants had 150 minutes of moderate exercise each week, like a brisk walk, a swim or a cycle, or 75 minutes of vigorous physical activity, there was no difference between those who spread the 150 minutes out over the course of the week. Thoughts?
What I will say is 75 minutes of vigorous activity, that's a lot of cardio in one sitting.
It's an hour and 15.
Yeah, that seems like a hell of a lot. And also, we were just having a bit of a chat off air about this involving producer Flack. And yeah, I'm built in the exact same way. Definitely Monday to Friday, I won't touch a drop of alcohol.
No.
But then all of a sudden it's like, all those beers that I could have had if I was having 1 to 2 standard drinks a night, I sort of cram them into Friday and Saturday night. And not to get drunk, just because it tastes delicious. And I don't think it's really healthy to sit there on a Friday night and be like, I've been so good during the week, I'll have 6 to 8 beers.
Yeah, it's almost like you've deprived yourself and then you spoil yourself on a Saturday night. I don't mean to take a serious note on this, but I think it's a...
Sorry.
think it's a little bit irresponsible in that I exercise for my mental health as much as my physical. So I try and do half an hour a day if I can, even if that's just walking the dog, whatever.
Okay, Tiff Hall.
Okay, so it keeps me sane is what I'm trying to say. So if I'm not doing that during the week, my mental health is going to deteriorate. If I'm just trying to cram like an hour and 15 in on a Saturday, it's not going to help me during the week.
Yeah, I need that as well. Like literally, when I do exercise, particularly during the week, is when
you neglect your glutes.
I certainly get them. So they're getting smaller. Everything else is getting plenty of blood flow, except for my glutes. That's why I'm built like a French bulldog. That's when I think clearer.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
Sometimes during or just after a cardio session, I'm like, I should send a lovely text to this person. But then, do you ever get that? I think it's because the endorphins are running. And then within 10 minutes, it fades.
And you forget.
And I forget.
Oh, I know.
And it never happens.
Oh, my God.
So during a run, I'm like, I should tell this person what I think, which is really, really nice. Or I should call this person because I meant to call them back like 6 months ago. And then eventually the last endorphin rings through my brain and it just fades off.
And then it's gone.
Yeah.
And then that person never hears from you again.
Yeah.
And the relationship flounders.
But it's the thought that counts. It's Jodie and Hazy, live from Albion Primary School for Friday's Live at Your School. Good morning.
Your father, he's on the naughty list.
Jodie and Hazy's Naughty at 6:40.
Naughty.
Time for us to just be a little bit more blue before we straighten up after 7 o'clock.
Sure.
And look, it's even more risque when we do it out of school. So you've got to be so careful.
Yes, so very careful. I always feel just 58% more nervous when I'm at a school doing Naughty at 6:40.
That's fine. I like that stat. Let's talk bums, shall we? What's with our attraction to bums? And women and men.
Yeah.
Women, can I just ask something? Are women attracted to a man's bum?
Yeah.
You shouldn't be.
What?
You
Why
shouldn't
not?
be. If you knew what happens down there, you really shouldn't be.
I thought you were going to ask me what makes a nice man's bum.
Yeah, tell me that.
So I think what I've worked out over the years is how it sits sort of at the top of your butt, like it's nice and muscly and it sits up. Know what I mean?
Oh, so it's nice and perky at the top part.
Yeah, so it's perky. That's the word I'm looking for.
Like your mum's been doing bench press.
Yeah.
And the top part of its pec, which would be its gluteus maximus.
Yes, it sort of sits up nicely, like a little peach.
Okay, well, that's nice. That's certainly not me because I've spoken about this before. I don't have a bum because I've done too much running.
I know.
So it was my New Year's resolution to do more squats, but I haven't done it. So I'm built like a French bulldog. And I'm built like a pear upside down, but a pear upside down with two pairs as legs because I've got big calves. My calves are bigger than my glutes. It doesn't make sense.
You're not selling yourself, Dale. You really aren't. My husband, we call him egg butt because that's what his butt does. It sort of sits up like an egg, like nice and round at the top.
That's nice. That's what you want.
Yeah, it's cute.
Experts have now pinpointed exactly what it is about the behind that makes it so attractive to a romantic interest. An intriguing study by a team of European scientists, classic European scientists, by the way.
Have they got
hey guys, straighten up, try and cure a disease. No, we're talking bums.
Nah.
Good
also,
stuff.
there's a war on your doorstep. But anyway, let's do a bum study.
Exactly. Contrary to popular belief, it's not the combination of a large buttocks and a tiny waist that we're most drawn to. In fact, both men and women are most fixated on the gap between the buttocks, known medically as the intergluteal cleft. Is that literally just your crack?
It's your crack.
So what does that mean? The longer and bigger your crack is, the more attracted the opposite sex or same sex is?
Is that what they're saying? Like a long crack is more attractive?
I'm not sure. The experts came to this conclusion after tracking the eye movements of volunteers who have flashed a series of images of women's backsides from different angles.
Okay, well, I don't know. I want to know where the scrunch bum short that the girls wear to the gym fits into all of this. Why is that deemed attractive?
Bum. I know what that is.
You do?
That can be, professionally speaking, very eye-catching. Also, I will say, in terms of representing the male species, we're at Alberton Primary School, great little school.
Yeah.
A little toilet attached to the gym where we are.
Oh, no, don't.
What came from my bottom this morning?
Don't.
Of course, that particular toilet, I think to be roped off for the next 6 weeks. So that's sexy.
Not only do you not have an ass, but when it operates functionally, it's horrific.
What do you think of that, ladies?
Jodie's Diary.
Dear Diary, I'll context this later, but for now...
How come I don't have a willy beard?
We asked the question, what pump-up song would you make a grand sporting entrance to after a WBBL player strutted to the crease with this?
Don't let yourself go.
There's good things to come. A bit of REM.
Yeah.
Everybody cries.
Just when she gets out early in her innings.
And as my husband turns to me and he goes,
Everybody
well,
hurts.
this should be a good innings, shouldn't it? Cue the Zoe is Unco jokes.
Well, I am the ultimate athlete in this room.
There's no question.
I know. I had to think long and hard about this, but then everyone else started thinking for me, and producer Flack had a really good suggestion.
Yeah.
A bit of a 90s classic for me to walk out to.
Yeah, this works, doesn't it? Here she comes for beginnings.
I'm a loser, baby. So why don't you kill me? It's brutal, but he's not wrong.
And then, as producer, Zoe goes back to the sheds.
When you try, but you don't succeed.
Speaking of sad single Zoe, Hazy dispensed some questionable relationship advice.
So if I was honest and said, look, I can't see this relationship going anywhere, that made things much, much worse.
What, they were keener?
To detract a person, I should have said, I'm desperately in love with you and I see a future. And I reckon the girls would have just absolutely jumped in the car and driven off and never come back.
I mean, God, is it any... I'm so unhappy that I'm outnumbered in the studio by you two. Where is producer Zoe when I need her? It's so confusing.
She's writing this stuff down because she...
How awkward is it when you're that mum that ruins Christmas? The 2024 National Pharmacy's Christmas pageant is back. It is happening this Saturday. I've discovered that you're in it.
Sorry?
Maybe. Perhaps you might be making an appearance.
Okay.
Who knows? Maybe that was supposed to be a surprise.
Hashtag feeling surprised.
Surprise! You're a pirate, Hazy. Ha 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 ha.
Get into character. So what's your role? What are you going to be doing?
My son and I will be pirates.
Beautiful. So Johnny Depp type Pirates of the Caribbean pirate?
Yeah, I'm going to drink a whole heap of rum.
And this was finally the week that song broke me.
This one's easy.
Yeah.
I don't have a choice.
Shut up!
You look scary.
I think this is one that's done me, and I think I'm done. I don't want to play anymore. It's not fun anymore.
It's very fun.
It's not fun. Just remember, guys, we're having fun, okay?
In memory of
You
another
need
epic
help.
victory.
You need help.
Post Malone walking ball. I had some help on Nova.
And then he said what everyone was thinking.
I'll tell you what, I've got every right to be over the top confident in this space.
Here we go.
Here we go. What a wanker.
Good morning. Okay, how's your willy beard?
How one of his mates, they were going through toilet training with their 2-year-old boy. And at halfway through the exercise of, aiming, shooting, all those types of things.
Yes.
That the toddler looked up and said, Dad, how come I don't have a willy beard?
Finally, it was Halloween. A nice surprise awaited me when I arrived at work. I hate you! I f***ing hate you! Why the
It's Halloween, relax.
And we spoke scary movies. The Gremlins.
Oh my gosh.
What is it?
It's your new pet. Probably the most important thing. Don't ever feed him after midnight.
There she goes. Jodie, already at the Christmas party. Don't feed her after midnight.
Give me a sausage roll.
Get me a buy on Cotton Street Bakery.
So to all the willy beards,
How come I don't have a willy beard?
our boy Hazy,
What a wanker.
good morning, and the drunk pirates.
I'm going to drink a whole heap of rum.
Go off this weekend, kings and queens. All my love, Jodie.
Let's talk about the Menendez brothers.
Yes, please.
This is a situation that has gripped the planet.
Hasn't
Everyone's
it?
on this thing.
Yeah, okay. So if you're not up to speed with it, these are the two brothers who were convicted of murdering their parents. However, as a side note, there were some allegations of abuse that went on in that household. Therefore, their argument was this was self-defense. So they were sentenced to life without parole. However, that has been turned on its head in the last month or so, with the US District Attorney saying, you know what, we're going to revisit, there is new evidence, we're going to revisit this parole sentencing, and a date has been set for that parole hearing for the 11th of December.
See, this is amazing. So what's happened from there is that in November, a judge will evaluate whether to take that recommendation. They think that's going to happen. And then from there, in December, they'll go to the parole board and they potentially get resentenced, and there's a very good chance that they get freed immediately, meaning they could be out before Christmas.
It's incredible. They have spent their time actually in prison. I've just been reading, rehabilitating themselves. So they've been studying stuff like calculus and all sorts, trying to rehabilitate themselves, basically. One of them has been elected president of the prison, if there is such a thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's in charge. President of the prison. It's a thing.
It would actually be quite a title.
It would.
You'd rather be president than not be president in a prison.
Yeah, so true. And the other brother has spent his time helping other inmates better themselves. So, I don't know. It's an interesting one, isn't it? Have you watched the documentary or the Netflix series?
I've watched Monsters. Yeah, I've watched the Netflix series. I still need to watch the proper documentary, because even watching Monsters, I thought, a lot of this stuff, I'm not even sure whether it helps them or not, because we don't know what to believe, because it is a Netflix situation. You know that it is prone to dramatisation and things like that, but still, it made everyone think and go, what is actually going on?
Well, I mean, this case was brought to light again via TikTok and all sorts of social media platforms, where people are like, if this had happened today, there's no way, given the evidence about the abuse, that these boys would have been sentenced to life without parole. So, an interesting one.
Are you saying that all things like this should be decided by TikTok?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
I think TikTok should take over the entire judicial system across the planet. Is there something wrong with that?
Okay, no, absolutely. I think we can all agree on that.
Judges need to be dancing more.
Yeah.
Doing coordinated dances to things like Apple by Charlie XCX.
Do you feel like with the youth coming through now that they would have more of an understanding of prison sentences, etc., if it was danced instead of verbalised? Totally. Right, so here comes the judge. He's doing a cute little Charlie XCX dance.
Yeah.
15 years. It's Jodie and Hazy from Alvin Primary School for Friday's Live in School. Good morning. Halloween was last night, and can I just say, Jodes, I am really feeling the positive Halloween vibes.
Okay, what do you like about it? Because this was, in reality, you've got 3 kids under 6.
Yes.
Very hard for you to get out of the house, let alone carry your wife. So this was your first real Halloween experience, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, because we probably only started doing it 2 years ago when Henry turned 4, and now we've got a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old who are extremely keen. So that was the first time that I got to dress up, because usually I have to work, and I've changed my days, and I could be there. Because prime trick-or-treating is 5 to 7.
Okay.
Usually I get home at around about 7 o'clock.
Yeah, right. No one needs to know your roster, mate. It's okay.
Yeah. So anyway, sometimes I work on a Sunday, and I'll go get a coffee nut, and I'm getting sidetracked once again. So I did the routes in Croydon. Yes. And I knew that everyone, in particular in Croydon, gets into it. But a lot of people, and I still have conversations with people saying, Halloween, it's an American thing.
Who cares?
Why are we copying them? I reckon every second house in Croydon was into the spirit of things.
Really?
I reckon I would have met about 30 new parents last night.
Aww.
The church down the end of the street had a big giant sausage sizzle. There was face painting, there was tattoo paintings and all these types of things for the kids. That is one of the best community events that I've ever been involved with. Yeah. And the kids were on such a high. The parents were loving it as well. It actually made you feel good.
It's really
to
nice,
be part
isn't
of
it?
the community. It was a fantastic project.
Yeah, it's lovely. My suburb goes absolutely mad for it, and I blame my neighbours, Sylvia and Frank. They started this whole palaver. Like, we're talking, they would fly in props from overseas. They got so heavily into it.
Well, Frank takes it really personally.
Frank does.
Good on you, Frank.
Yeah. And then we got super competitive, and we're like, we can't, like, this is embarrassing for us, so we've sort of upped our game. And then the people across the road have gone even another level. So there's this fierce competition going on. We get thousands of children through our street. We gave away 1,500 Chubba Chops last night. Wow. But we brought those big barrels, right? And at one point, so we set up the trestle table on the roster. We've spoken about this. We roster our children on for 25-minute slots, just so the parents aren't stuck there doing all the work.
Yes, one day of the year where the Oddie kids are genuinely put to work.
Yes. And I'm standing on the trestle table, and then at one stage I'm like, oh my God, there's a massive influx of people. Because one year my mother-in-law brought out some sausage rolls, and then everyone started eating them. Like, the sausage rolls were for our kids, and then all the trick-or-treaters.
Oh, the trick-or-treaters were like, this is unusual. It's unusual to get something savoury, but let's go for it.
Let's do it. And so there was about a sea of 20 kids that walked past the trestle table and into my house, and I thought, are they my kids' friends? Who are they? And then I've turned around and they've all started helping themselves, like dipping in, getting handfuls of the Chupa Chups out of the big tin. And then I've spied one woman and a child, and I've gone, I don't know you, and yet you're standing outside my bedroom. Who are you?
She's like, Happy Halloween.
And before I could muster up the wherewithal to walk over to her and go, who are you and what are you doing in my house? She just grabbed a handful of Chupa Chups and totted off out the gate.
She's like, it's Halloween, I'm trick-or-treating. She's going through your jewellery. I'll take one of them. I'll take one of them. It's Jodie and Hazy on Nova. Good morning.
Let's get ready to roll.
Round one.
Ladies and gentlemen, Battle of the Bangers.
Oh, this is how we roll. If you're tuning in for the first time, Battle of the Bangers, 2 songs, you select one, I select one. We had a Halloween theme this week.
Oh, my very goodness, I need a win. So the score currently is, unless I'm mistaken, 21-15 in favour of Jodes. You're almost on the home straight.
Yeah.
There's only about 6 or 7 weeks left of the working year for us.
Just do the maths.
Oh, I mean, how much time have you got? Halloween theme. So let's go to your song first. You went with Disturbia by Rihanna.
I mean, I really like...
Okay. It's safe.
It's not safe. There's nothing safe about this song. It's a cracking song.
It's a good song. I just feel like it's safe.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So I went with Zombie by the Cranberries. Sing along, kids. Oh, look at them go. Oh, man. Zombie. They love it. They love it. I actually do know it.
All right, you got the kid vote. I'll give you that.
Okay. Who would have thought the Alberton Primary School kids are big fans of the Cranberries? Not so much the Kid Leroy.
Here we are. I mean, are we on Nova? What?
What's going on here?
Okay, for the result, camera guy Josh joins us now. Everyone jumped on board the Jodie and Hazy Instagram page and cast their vote. And what is the verdict, please?
I tell you what, I really hope it's going to be Hazy or there's going to be a massive letdown.
Yeah.
Can I get a drum roll, please? It's Andrew Hayes.
He won. Zombie, guys. Disappointing.
Are we on delay here, kids? What's going on here? I think they're all going for Auntie Jodie.
Oh, never mind.
There you go. So that takes us to 21-16.
Yeah.
I still have a heartbeat when it comes to Battle of the Bangers.
What are you, the Adelaide Crows trying to make the 8? No, you don't.
Oh, my gosh. You're telling me there's a chance. If this person beats this person and Jodie forfeits for the next 3 weeks and that person has a draw with that person, then maybe I'm a chance. Just like the Crows. Your winning song is the Cranberries' Zombie on Adelaide's Nova 919. Who knew?
Sing along, kids.
We thought we'd play the Cranberries. Here we are.
Fitzy Fridays, Fitzy Fridays, da 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 da. Fitzy Fridays.
Absolutely stunning time of the week. We know that. We get to speak to Ryan Fitzy Fitzgerald. Good morning, Fitzy.
Can you guess what Halloween character I am as we're doing the show?
No. Peter Garrett?
No, that's not bad. It's not bad. I've come as a zombie. Yeah, I have been at the Electric Circus for the last 2 nights. I'm a huge bender. And I am in La La Land. Yeah. It's amazing. So celebrating Halloween.
Oh, my God. How did the makeup artist do that to your pupils? That's incredible.
No, it has been a big one. Actually, do you know Australians spend $450 million in one day?
What do you mean?
On Halloween.
What do you mean Australians? The Oddie family have spent $450 million on Halloween this week. It's ridiculous.
It is. 1 in 5 Aussies do it. Do you know the worst thing about it as well? Those Halloween lollies that you get from the cheap shops, the kids don't even like them. They get home and they'll smash a few lollies first up. They stay in your pantry for 12 months. So my advice, here's a bit of a tidbit for everyone. Hold on to them. So I think I've got like lollies from 2013 still in my pantry, and I give them to the kids now and they're off.
Yeah.
But That's a great trick to do.
Hey, Fitzy, we were listening to your show during the week, and incredible scenes that your son is allowed to wear his AirPods in class. What the hell?
So he was doing not very often he does homework at home, because that they say now that they do all their homework at school, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, God, how do they get away with that? Year 9. So the other night he had to finish off some homework at home. First time I'd seen him, and he was doing some poem for English, and he had to dissect this poem for an assignment. And I went over and I was helping him, and I could hear music.
Oh.
I'm going, where's that coming from? And I could just hear it, and he had one AirPod in his ear. I said, mate, you can't concentrate doing homework with music in your ear. And he goes, you're allowed to do it in class.
How's he talking?
What are you talking about? And he said, no, we're like, and I said, what about when the teacher's speaking? He goes, no, we're not allowed to then, but once we're given an assignment, you've got to go off and do your own work, you're allowed to wear your AirPods and listen to music.
Oh my gosh, what a different time.
I know. I couldn't believe it when they were allowed to have phones in the classroom. It's different now. I think you have to lock your phones at the start of the day.
Of course, you've got to be sensible.
Well, I do. I still rate the schools where you have to drop your phone somewhere at the start of the day and pick it up at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You don't need to see it at lunchtime and recess.
No.
Yeah, I remember at my school, and I remember my petty HBE exam in year 12, and I remember putting notes in my back pocket and going to the toilet and reading the notes and then coming back and genuinely cheating and then returning an exam score of 67%.
So you cheated and you still only got 67?
67% after I cheated.
Yeah.
I think I got some of the answers wrong that I cheated on. It's unbelievable.
So we have established that you're a C-grade cheater. Is that what you are?
Cheat well.
I love that you made Deirdre Hayes go down to the school and complain and just go, he cheated and he only got 67%.
She was like, my boy's brilliant. That couldn't be right.
Can you please teach him to cheat better? Because this school is disgraceful in that area.
Exactly. Well, Fitzy, we saw you dressed up as Lurch for Halloween. You looked absolutely magnificent, as did the rest of the clan. You guys are next level elite when it comes to dressing up, by the way.
Yeah, we do like to do it. We book week we dress up, Halloween we dress up, and the first day back at work we usually dress up as well.
And then Whipper on a Saturday night likes to dress up, you know?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, well, Whipper was Uncle Fester, and guys, thank you so much. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Thanks, Fitz.
Last night was Halloween.
Yes.
And it was celebrated beautifully by yourself and also Tiff Warren. You guys are part of Channel 10 News Adelaide.
Yeah, so basically it's huge in our neighbourhood. Huge Halloween. We get thousands upon thousands of children through. And it's a bit of a tradition that Tiff and I are building. She will do the weather from the neighbour's house and I will make a little surprise appearance at the end. So I was dressed yesterday the way I was in the morning. You and I were in the morning as these giant inflatable alien and Grim Reaper.
So I don't know how to describe it as well. So what it is, the costumes, it's an inflatable thing where it looks like you were getting carried by the Grim Reaper and I was getting carried by a giant alien.
Correct.
They're
like those
unique.
big blow-up dinosaurs that you see. So I did a little cross with Tiff and this is how it rolled out.
Oh, my goodness. Hello, little girl. Aren't you a little old to be trick-or-treating?
A little bit. But isn't this symbolic of our relationship?
Yes.
You look like Hot Wednesday
I
Addams
know.
and I'm an inflatable Grim Reaper.
Oh, well, darling, that's what happens when you work 17 jobs and have 30 children.
I know.
But you still look good for it, don't you?
So true.
Yeah.
And I love that we went into the office like this today.
Yeah.
Like it's standard Thursday.
We might do that again tomorrow.
Yeah,
Isn't
why
this
not?
fun? All right, well, this has been a real treat. Nothing tricky about it, but get out. I've got to read the weather. Oh, isn't she cute?
Find yourself a wing woman like Jodie. That's all I'll say. Because sometimes you just feel like sometimes Halloween could be a bit of a competition in terms of who can show some flesh, who can make what is supposed to be a scary situation somewhat sexy.
She looked sexy last night. I have to say, she looked like a Hot Wednesday Addams. She had the full makeup, the plaits and everything. And I'm standing there like an absolute twit. Like an absolute twit on the television in a giant inflatable Grim Reaper costume. And I just thought, oh my God, I didn't get the memo that this was hot Halloween, you know what I mean?
Oh, good on you, because on top of that as well, I'm not sure how you were going, but I was wearing my suit around the streets of Croydon. Boy, oh boy, I was a sweaty mess under that.
Oh, yeah.
Were you okay?
Oh, no, it was disgusting. I was gross. One other thing from Halloween last night, though, that I didn't realise is we're having our garden done. We're doing a few renos at the minute. And so Bruno, the gardener, came round and laid some fertiliser. And I was there last night at the trestle table with the rotation system with the children, the roster. And I was like, numbers are a bit down this year. And I sort of wondered why everyone else, all the neighbours, were really, really busy and we weren't so much. Turns out that fertiliser stunk. It stunk so bad that people genuinely thought we had a dead body in the front yard for Halloween.
Taking it too far. Hey guys, it's Halloween.
Oh,
there's a dead body that you can smell.
Oh my God, is that a rotting corpse that stinks?
Very happy now to introduce our next guest, who is an absolute star for Port Adelaide in her first season, and that is Sinead Goody. Good morning to you, Sinead.
Good morning, guys. Thanks for having me on.
You've just mentioned that you actually finished school last year.
Yep.
That's outrageous.
Isn't that nuts?
Bloody youngsters.
Just an incredible season from you guys, and you're going to play finals for the first time.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy being in a third sort of season of being in the comp, and to have finals around the corner is pretty unreal to be a part of.
Yeah, and so what will that look like, do you think? You've got the final home and away game this weekend, and then who do you think you might play? What are the sort of permutations?
So I think we're sort of just trying to focus on this Sunday against the Giants first, so we're not trying to look too far ahead, but there's a couple different scenarios that can play out. So we could get a home final if we win, and then I think if Richmond lose. So we're trying to, hopefully that plays out in our way and we get a home final.
Hey Sinead, do you reckon you'll beat the Giants?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you reckon? Because they're paying $8.50. Okay? And Port Adelaide's paying $1.06.
Okay.
So it would seem that you guys are going to go in as very, very firm favourites.
Yeah, not that we encourage gambling at a school in particular.
I mean, what's the point? Why would you gamble on that? It's really not worth it.
No, exactly.
What's the season been like? Because it's been obviously your first year, but we've been watching Port Adelaide develop each and every year, and now this is literally, by the slogan, history in the making. You guys are going to play finals. That's so cool.
Yeah, it's pretty surreal to be a part of. Obviously, I'm a first-year player, and sort of to come in straight away and be able to play in these types of games, and sort of we have such a great list of girls, so it's so great to be a part of. And yeah, to have finals sort of around the corner is awesome to be a part of, and I can't wait to sort of experience it all.
You're from a country town, Edinburgh, on the York Peninsula, 500 people. Tell everybody what you used to eat before a game back in the day.
Yeah, so I love my plain jasmine rice, so have to carb load before a game. So yeah,
just rice.
Yeah, I got a lot of a bit of stick about that, which I don't know why. Like, it's food, it's carbs. I'm trying to prepare for my game.
Yeah,
so,
it's food.
Yeah.
You're literally just ticking off the box.
Yeah.
It's not about taste. It's about food, doing what food needs to do.
And what happened when the nutritionist got hold of you when you came to the club? Were they like...
The nutritionist was like,
ew,
boring.
Look, whatever floats my boat, and it worked for me, I guess. So, but I've sort of changed my pre-game routine now to having pasta and meatballs. So still obviously carb loading, because that's what we have to do. And then, sort of just experiencing different foods, really.
Well, no, you're not, because you've got literally got meatballs and pasta.
Yeah, but it's good.
Please tell me there's some sort of sauce involved in that as well. It's not straight pasta and straight meatballs.
No, obviously I have a bolognese sauce with my meatballs.
Beautiful.
There we go.
I'm not that plain.
Very
Far
good.
out.
Sinead, so you guys are doing a bit of a clinic here. So we've also got Sachi Syme here and Abby Dowrick as well, two absolute stars. You wouldn't understand this, but the kids are absolutely loving this because you're so young as well. So we want to ask you, when you were a youngster, was there anyone that came out to your school? Because no doubt, these are the things that really, really leave an impression on kids.
Yeah, obviously being from the country, it's a bit hard for sort of teams to come out in that, but I think Crows were sort of linked. I went to Millington District, so I think we had Hannah Button coming out and a couple of other Crows girls for some school visits, and obviously... Yeah, when you're younger and having those girls come out, it sort of...
means a lot.
Yeah, it does, because you can see the pathway and you can sort of be able to have that visual representation of that you can actually reach the top level. So it's awesome to be a part of.
Well, you can and you have, and your finals bound. It's an exciting time to be at Alberton, so thank you so much for coming down this morning.
No worries, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Just quickly, I remember when Shannon Grant came out to our school.
Oh, yeah.
And I told him I was going to play AFL.
Yeah, and even he didn't believe you.
I was wrong. Good luck this weekend against the Giants.
Awesome, thank you.
And get down there as well. 4:30 on Sunday against the Giants, Alberton Oval. Support the girls ahead of the finals.